I'd like to thank you all for attending and joining us today. Today I'm joined by our lovely OES staff, Madeline, Lily, Josh, and then our pro staff orientation coordinator, Don Corwin. Um, we're kind of just going to be going over what to expect in the fall of 2025 with orientation, what's happening, what there is to do, and what you should do to prepare. So, firstly, most of you came to our summer sessions over the past couple months. We had around 1,400 students, 2,000 guests, lots of staff and speakers, all that good stuff, and lots of good times. But one of the main things we want to cover during this presentation is how summer sessions are going to be different from fall orientation. So our summer sessions were about a day and a half, 2 days. You stayed in East McNair or you stayed in a hotel off campus or made other housing arrangements. But this time you're going to be getting your actual year-long housing arrangement. So when you come meet us at the library for check-in, we're going to give you your packet. This is going to contain your like fall orientation items, and then you're going to go get your actual room key from housing. Um, this is going to be a little different from our fall sessions in the way that we're going to have our whole incoming class here. We're going to have 1,650 students as opposed to 350. So it's going to be a larger group than what you were used to in the summer. And it'll be a lot bigger, a lot more fun, lots more stuff to do, which we'll go over shortly.
So we're gonna have our moving days coming up on a week. That's just in a short couple weeks here. Moving days are gonna be Monday, August 18th and Tuesday, August 19th. So we're gonna move on to some important dates here. With our check-in and move-in, like I mentioned, Monday and Tuesday of a week are move-in days. On Monday, we can move in from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And on Tuesday, we can move in between 9 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. Everybody that is signed up for Michigan Tech is has their own check-in time that's posted on the Husky House page. So if you could check that, that's the time you're going to be able to check in. You are not able to check in before or after, and if you have any problems like a time conflict with your check-in time, uh, we can get that situated for you. Orientation week starts the evening of Tuesday, August 19th and ends Friday, August 22nd. And then if you're a transfer student, transfer orientation is Thursday, August 21st. So here's a little bit more information about student check-in and move-in. So if you're checking in, like I said, your move-in time is the time that you can start the check-in process. That's on Husky House. Come to campus and park your vehicle in one of the marked locations. Follow the signs to check in, which is going to be at our library, which is number 17 on our campus map. And then once you receive all your materials from the library, you can start moving in. So remember, make sure you check in at the library before you go to the dorm halls. You will not be able to move into the dorm halls until you check in at the library. For move in, after checking in, you'll be able to follow the traffic directors and the routes to your residence hall. We'll have volunteers in bright yellow shirts to help you out. And once your car is unloaded, please move your car to one of the assigned lots. If you're a student that's bringing your own car up, you can take the parking pass that's going to be in your packet, put that in your car, and park in your designated lot. If you're a parent bringing your kid up, we will have designated lots for you guys to park your cars in. And then we have a couple checklist items for you to do before you get up here. So make sure you're checking your Michigan Tech email on the regular. Once a day is about a good rule of thumb to check that. Make sure you take any of the placement tests that you need to before you get here. So if you're a computer science major, make sure you're taking that CS test. If you're doing anything in modern language, make sure you take the modern language knowledge placement test. If you need to take the Alex math placement, make sure you take that test and get all that in so we can get you in the proper classes.
I have to check them all good. I'm still
If you
good.
haven't contacted your roommate already, we recommend you do so relatively soon, as we're starting moving in a couple weeks. So make sure you contact your roommate and check your room assignment in Husky House. That way you can be all situated. You know what you're going to be bringing. Get in touch with the Center for Student Mental Health and Well-being. or student disability services early so that way we can get you the services you need to be successful here at Tech. Uh, all students are going to receive a training module tomorrow, August 1st, that they'll need to complete before our orientation. So if they could complete that, that'd be fantastic. Make sure you add your direct deposit information to BandWeb so that way if there's any refunds sent your way from your student bill, you don't got to deal with checks or anything like that. And if you have any questions on what to bring to college, I know a lot of students have questions about that. We've got a list from admissions right here of all the things that they recommend you bring. And then our parent and support pack orientation, our family and friends play a massive role in making sure our Michigan Tech students are ready for that college environment. So we have student resources and services. We'll cover all those and how they're available to students and some of the expectations that go with those Tuesday, August 19th at 7 p.m., which will be directly after University Welcome. And then we got a QR code at the bottom of the screen right there. That's the Husky Family Den. Scan that, and we can give you plenty more information on that.
Hi everyone, I'm going to talk a little bit about orientation week and what that's going to look like for everyone. So I know we had a lot of people up here in the summer, so you kind of got a little taste of it, but we're going to go a little bit deeper this fall. So our orientation week is going to start right after move-in on Tuesday. So we're going to start with meeting your OTL on the football field August 19th. And then we're going to go all the way up until Friday, August 22nd, before we feed into Welcome Week, which is campus wide. So on that Tuesday at 2 p.m., you're going to say goodbye for now to your family and friends after they check you in. You'll see them again in the evening. Then you're going to head to the football field to meet your orientation team leader, which you're going to hear referred to as an OTL a lot. And then as well as other students in your team.
Really needed to see the first 5 minutes of this.
After meeting your team and your OTL, you'll take a class photo. And then later that evening, we'll have university welcome and then your community hangouts with your dorm halls. So our university welcome is Tuesday, August 19th from 6 to 7 p.m. So again, right after that, meet your OTL, and that'll be in the ice arena. So you'll hear from the president, the provost, the vice president of student affairs, dean of students, and it's going to be pep rally style, welcoming new students and their support packs. The pep band will be there, and there's a lot of giveaways, and it's pretty fun. Next thing I'm gonna go a little bit deeper on is our orientation teams and those OTLs. So your orientation team will consist of 15 to 30 other first-year students that either have the same major as you or a similar one. And then the OTL is another undergraduate student just like you. They're all students who signed up way back in the spring and are coming back early up to campus to help you get acclimated to campus. So a lot of our students that are OTLs are very involved in campus life. They're there to answer all of the questions and give you all the information. So they're a very valuable resource for you to use.
So our guidebook app has a lot of all this information already on it in case you missed anything, you want to go back and look at it. It's available on iOS and Android. It's a little app you can download. It'll tell you what your orientation team is. It'll help you with items you should bring up before you come up. Also, any of remind you to take your ALEX placement test, a CS placement test. You can also tell you about university resources, our staff, other students, and then it has the full schedule list with descriptions on it. And then you also will take attendance through this app as well. And then for students, make sure you log in with your MTU email. And then parents can also download it. You don't really need to sign with your email at all. And it's just MTU O Week 2025 will be that passphrase they'll ask for you. And then a little bit more on Guidebook. It really is just an important tool for you guys to have and have it downloaded. It'll help you review everything you need. It just kind of helps acclimate you to college and just all the resources we have. And then allows you to give us feedback, which helps us make orientation better for future students. During orientation, there will be required
someone
events we will be taking attendance at. There are mandatory
We can
sessions
have
like
everyone
Be Well
mute
and Be Safe.
themselves. Can we have everyone mute themselves so we can hear? That would just be really helpful. Thank you guys. Sorry, Lily, go ahead.
All good. All right, as I said, there's required events during orientation, which we will be taking attendance at. The mandatory sessions like Be Well and Be Safe, Sex Rules, Technology and the Law, neighborhood meetings. Students will hear from a mix of guests and on-campus presenters, and they just kind of give different aspects on college life. There will also be round tables. So for 3 days, they'll be going to 2 round tables each, and it just kind of rotates and it gives them various resources across campus they can utilize. And then there'll also be team meetings. So they will have 3 team meetings throughout the week with their OTLs and the rest of their teams. And then it gives students important information about campus and then gives them a student perspective. And then on the flip side, there are optional events during orientation. So we have elective events held by our RSOs or our clubs, and then residence hall events. It's about 4 days worth of fun events hosted by over 60 student organizations and 3 of our residence halls. And then in the Guidebook app, again, little plugin, it gives you all of the information on which organizations are holding what events and all the details about them. On Friday afternoon, at the very end of O Week, we have a Taste of Tech Traditions, where it introduces you to a bunch of things we do here at Tech that all of our students are involved in. And it's a lot of fun. We do mini cardboard boats from homecoming. We have snow cones. We have a dunk tank where you can dunk some of OES. We'll have important people across campus there as well you can dunk. Blizzard, our mascot, will be there. The pet band, the dance team, everyone like that will be there. And then there's also going to be department meet and greets. You can go meet your faculty and staff that are a part of your department. They'll kind of give you some resources you should know. You could get a little more personal with your advisors and just see all the resources they have to offer you from their department.
So some of the presentations we have for our incoming students include Beautiful Strength, which inspires students to be themselves, discover who they are. Annette McNamara leads it, and she has this big van named Atticus, or a big bus actually. And it's a cool experience just to kind of get to know and see your path and then grow year to year. Next, we'll have Brianna Hansen, and she'll be there for Sex Rules, which is a different type of sex talk. The goal of it is to still experience college, but make sure you're doing it safely, and as well as looking out for fellow Huskies and just making sure that everyone's safe. Then we'll have CL Lindsay doing Technology and the Law, which will talk about making good choices online. And he's super creative, super funny, and everyone leaves that presentation smiling. It's just a really great way for you to kind of get used to the expectations you have as a Michigan Tech student. And then next Thursday, August 7th, the residential living will do another webinar. So if you have more questions for housing, it'll be what to expect for your first 120 days on campus. And it is super important that you have to register, otherwise you will not be able to join. So this QR code should take you to register, but they will answer a lot more questions that you have that are housing specific. But they're also another resource for you to attend if that is something you're interested in.
Okay, so that's it for our actual presentation. I'd like to thank Maddie, Josh, and Lily for all that. But now we're going to open to the floor to some questions. If you want to just type those in the chat or raise your hand and we'll call on you, either works. Also, if you want to come visit us in person, we're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. If you want to just come talk to our staff with any questions, concerns you have, you can do that. You can also call us at 906-487-3558 or email us at orientation@mtu.edu. And so now we're just going to open the floor to some questions. If you want to just type those in the chat, that would be wonderful.
So while we're waiting for some questions, why don't you all tell us maybe what event or thing you're looking forward to most in a week?
I can go first. Say I personally like the presentation by C.L. Lindsay, Computing in the Law, or Technology in the Law now. We've changed the wording on it a little bit. But it really is just a enjoyable, hilarious presentation filled with goofiness, and you don't feel like you got lectured at the entire time and then just kind of feeling down and heavy after leaving. It's so funny. You just end up leaving and laughing and talking with all your friends about how funny it is. And like all of the OTLs when they return, like that is one of the things they are like hoping to see when they come back.
One of my favorite parts about OEEC is seeing the growth of the incoming students. So I know when I first met my orientation team, I was super nervous, very isolated. And then as we got to know each other by the end of the week, it was like we had formed our own little group of people. And so I think I'm really excited to see people move in and then see everyone kind of get settled in by the end of the week and be ready to take on the semester.
Think one of my favorite things is university welcome. I think that's a great time right at the beginning of orientation to really kick off the week, and all the festivities that come with it. Like we were talking about earlier, the pep band's there. They're plenty of fun. The dean of students shows up. There's a lot of people that give these great welcome speeches. You get to meet the deans, and they give some information about the school. I think it's just a really great experience overall.
I'd say for me, my favorite thing about orientation week was just getting to like meet new people and just really get involved in campus for the first time. Like with summer sessions, you got to experience like what our campus is like, what we have to offer here. But now you're really getting into the thick of it with like meeting people, making your like friend groups that you'll have for years to come throughout your whole life. Like these will be the people you work with for the next 4 years, go to class with, live with. And it's just so amazing getting to meet all these new and interesting people. I personally come from Little Rock. I didn't know a single person here before attending Michigan Tech. And so I was so excited to just be able to like meet people from different backgrounds with all new different perspectives. And I think that's one of the wonderful parts about coming here is just getting to see that. Okay, so I see one of the questions in the chat is there a place to park on campus? So students should have received an email from Transportation Services. That's one of the big reasons why you should be checking your email. We're sending out a lot of important information for students, families, all that. We had a waitlist sign up. I believe the email was sent out a couple days ago, maybe 7 or 8, but that's where you select which lots you'd be wanting to get placed in. And then I believe they are awarding lots today. I do not know if the sign up has closed. If it has, you'll have to talk to Transportation Services about getting a lot assignment. The Zoom meeting on the 7th, that's the housing webinar. They're just going to go over what's happening in housing, what's happening in your first 120 days, and then answer any like housing specific questions.
So this year
I
we
know
are
someone
go ahead,
just
Lily.
That's why I know someone just asked like how long parents are required to stay for. You can move your kid to the dorm and say goodbye, or you're allowed to stay for the entire evening through university welcome and that student support pack meeting. None of this is required for parents. It is just for how long you want to stay with your students or how long your students want you to stay with them. I don't know the exact answer if families can eat dinner with students on Tuesday. Dawn, do you know anything about that?
Yes, dinner, you can join, eat dinner with your student. They will have to use their guest pass, with their meal plan, for that, meal. But yeah, you can definitely join them for dinner that night. Another question, is there a park space for students on the campus? So somebody want to talk about Walker Lawn?
So we just talked about parking. So Walker Lawn is an open area where you can set up outdoor games. We have our outdoor adventure program has games that you can borrow and check out and rent for a discounted price. So Walker Lawn is a big grassy area where you can there's trees, so you can put up a hammock, you can bring a frisbee out there. So that's like a outdoor recreational area. We also have our tech trails up behind the SDC, and then the SDC also has more space inside for like intramural activities and open hours also.
There was a question about the photos for East Hall. I don't believe they are up yet, but all the furniture looks like the furniture in Watts or East McNair. So you could look at those. It's basically a loft, a wooden loft with a wooden desk, a chair, and a dresser. So they're not quite up yet because it's not quite open for us to go in and get those photos, but they'll be up soon. So they have a freshman that's coming up for, it looks like Prep for Tech, the 3 days of academic review before orientation. They will get a different move-in time from Amy Monty. And so when they move in, they won't have the big move-in crew that we do on the regular move-in days, but they will be a part of us come that Tuesday afternoon. So they will get all of the same orientation information. So a question, if somebody wishes to participate in trap shooting club, do we bring our own shotgun? If so, where is it kept? Anybody want to answer that one?
I can handle that one. Okay, so any firearm you bring to campus will need to be registered with public safety. You can check it out with them. I'm unsure about the specifics of the club and how many guns they have for your usage, but if you're wanting to bring your own personal firearm, you'll need to register that with public safety.
Great. How and where can we find the information after this has ended, and where will the recording be? It will be on our MTU website for orientation. So it's on, if you just look up the Water Center, it will be on there probably on Monday. Karen needs to go through and do some stuff with it, but it should be up there by Monday or Tuesday. Should a new transfer student attend general new student orientation or just the Thursday session? Lily, you want to take that? Or okay. So we recommend that you fill into the whole 3-day session. We will have a meeting where the transfer students with the commuters on Wednesday night. And so the information is good. Tech is a little bit different than any other school when you're transferring into it. So we do invite you to attend the whole session for us. I was just looking for the link for the public safety firearms. I'll have that posted in a minute. Oh, somebody already got it. Cool. Should they bring winter gear now, like skis, or wait until Thanksgiving break? Josh, you want to take that one?
Yeah, I can take that one. So typically, with a lot of my ski gear and winter gear in general, I wait until Thanksgiving break to bring it up because very rarely does it snow before Thanksgiving, and when it does, it's only about an inch or two. I have not seen the ski hills open before Thanksgiving. And if they're open before Christmas, it's usually during that exam week, so I'm rarely going to use it anyways. So yeah, usually I keep that gear within the dorm hall after Thanksgiving break.
Cool. Um, do you recommend online books or physical textbooks? I see Maddie kind of put her question there, but anybody else want to talk about their preference for textbooks?
I think
Yeah.
online textbooks are definitely for me a better option. I have a tablet that I can use like a regular book, and just go through it. For me, it's a lot cheaper to get the online version. It's a lot more accessible. I can use it on any one of my devices. So it's really helpful for me. And then if there's a section that I just need in physical form, I could always just print out a section.
On a different note, I prefer paper textbooks just because I like writing in it and actually seeing the physical book. And so I like to get my books secondhand if I don't get them online and print out the sections. We do have free printing in black and white on campus that all students are able to use, and there are printers located all across campus. So I'm a paper textbook person. So you're automatically opted in for what we call inclusive access. And if you have any questions about that, you can contact the bookstore. If you just Google like MTU bookstore, their contact will come up. So you have to opt out of that if you don't want to pay for it. But they do normally offer it at a really competitive price, and it's an online textbook that some classes do require you to have, just because the the homework platform goes through the textbook that you have to pay for online. So I would recommend opting out after you've already gone to class and you know where your homework is going to be.
Another question is, do the orientation groups connect after orientation? Matt, you want to take that one?
Sure. Okay. So we have one actual meeting post orientation. It's about like 2, 3-ish weeks after the actual O week, where it's kind of just like a check-in with the students, seeing how things are going, seeing how students are getting acclimated to campus and their classes. But apart from that, it's kind of just up to the students' discretion. If they meet some people that they really want to hang out with, they can just go hang out with them, spend their free time with them. But it's not like students have to keep going to